Well, now that I have most of the dirty work done on the car, the undercarriage was super nasty dirty work. I mean, yeah, I was filthy every day when I was done for the day. Now that that's done, the undercarriage underneath the drivetrain's mostly done. I still got the axle seals and axles to put in, the rear brakes put on, and the brakes to bleed, but that's not sanding frames or painting underneath. That was just super messy. As you remember, I was wearing all those two dumpy gray sweaters I have all the time, and now I can wear something a little less dumpy to work on the car. So today I think I'm gonna start on getting the engine ready to run. I'm not gonna start the engine until the axles are in and the brakes are bled. I don't want to run the differential without the axle shafts in. And I got to run the transmission to get all the fluid level right in it. So the axles do need to be in. But I am going to rebuild the carburetor, and I'm going to set the timing, make sure it has spark, and then set the timing. It still has the points condenser and the distributor cap and rotor from when I purchased the car. I only replaced the plug wires and the spark plugs in the ignition system. I did clean the points as they're pretty badly corroded, so hopefully it has spark. I do have condensers, extra condensers, brand new if the condenser's bad, and the coil tower is badly cracked, so I got to change the coil. But we'll get started on, I think, the carburetor first, or maybe second, I don't know. The air cleaner's got to come out of here. I got a new filter for it. Kind of a tiny little filter, isn't it? When you look at it, it's the one that fits in there. Alright, let me set this aside so it doesn't get buggered up, and then we'll get that carburetor off. Yeah, I need to clean this mess up too so I can get my carburetor place to rebuild. And I need to replace these. I should look into getting these like ASAP. That'll only take 2 seconds. This one's kind of buggered, as you can see. But anyway, we'll get a set of these, and these are the bolts for them. This is for the battery. I'll wait to put that on until the front fenders are back on. But yeah, I got a huge mess. Let me clean that up so I have a place to work on the carburetor. I guess why I'm thinking of it, another thing I need that I haven't been able to find are the wheel well lip moldings. If anyone knows where to get them, I've looked around and I just can't see them. Maybe I'm just not looking. I thought they would have been reproduced, but these ones have like door dings in them. They have dents all over the moldings. They're anodized aluminum. Yeah, I could bump them out, but they're just not going to look good. If they're stainless, yeah, I could bump them, sand them, buff them, and make them look really good. So if I have to bump them out, you know, for now I will and put them back on, but I'd really like to replace them. So I've been on the search for them. I thought they were reproduced and would be readily available. Apparently not. The Mustangs and the Fairlanes are, but the Galaxies don't appear to be. So if anyone knows, please let me know. So I was just cleaning up the garage here a little bit. It was getting to be a bit of a disaster, and I was hit my legs on those too many times sticking out, so I stripped everything off the front bumper so it's ready for the plater, and those are ready for the bead blast cabinet. And I got a nice clean bench to rebuild the carburetor on. These are the choke heater lines, carb kit. This is for the vacuum advance. I got to make a longer one because the one that was on there was not long enough. So I got this stuff. That's going to be for my parts when I do the carburetor. So I'm just going to throw the new bearings on the shafts, the bearing and the locking retainer, just to get this process done and out of the way. So I'm just going to throw these in the press and shove them on. Hopefully this turns out the video. Try and get this centered on my press. put a little oil on both the shaft and that press ring. That looks like it's on. Alright, we'll do the next one. Don't forget to put these on in the correct way. Axle number 2. There we go. 2 axles, new bearings. I actually enjoy rebuilding carburetors, so let's, I already took the little clips off that hold some of the linkages, but this is the vacuum line that I'm going to make it longer for the, hopefully it shows up, this vacuum line. Let me see, check the aim of the camera. I think I need to aim it up a little bit more there. And get this thing apart. It's actually in pretty good shape. You think finding one of these type of things was fun. I want to make sure that thread's in there, which it does, because I want to make a longer vacuum line. But yeah, finding one of these was difficult. Take out the adjusting screws. I'm going to count how many turns are open first. Half, 1, and about 1/4. Half, 1. They're both about, well, that one's 1 1/2. One's 1 1/2, the other's 1 1/4. I'm going to write that down. So uh-oh, I don't have the right fuel filter. That one's a lot bigger, so I'll have to get a the difference in the size of the thread. So I'll have to get a fill filter before I can start it. Set this aside so I don't forget to get one. Probably get it apart today and soak it in cleaner overnight. We'll see how it looks once we get the thing apart. That's in pretty good shape. It's as hard as a rock, but it's not. Yeah, it's not cracked, but it is hard as a rock. I things aren't very tight on this carburetor, that's for sure. Gotta get a little tool here. Another one of those little clips. That's for the secondaries. I believe these are vacuum secondaries on this carburetor, and this diaphragm is what opens the secondary venturis. Hang on, more tools. Well, maybe not. Yep, more tools. Sometimes these go down into some carburetors, they go down into the carburetor. Wow. This thing would probably run perfect. Look how clean that is. Man. Wow. This is going to be an easy rebuild. I like to just kind of compare things before I tear into them. That looks pretty correct. Save the old gaskets, that way you can match up your new ones to the old ones, you know, because sometimes these kits come with 2 or 3 versions of one of these, and you don't want to put the wrong one on, so always save them. Well, the needle's stuck in the, so yeah, it wouldn't have got gas up to the carburetor. That is stuck. That's not coming out. So there are some issues with it. Well, let me see if I can flick the spring off. There's a little spring right here that holds it on the back side of that, so it's sometimes a little bit of fuss to get it off, and I don't want to lose this spring. I want to keep it on there. And the float Float sounds good. Both floats are good. Yep, they're both stuck in there. Let me get something, see if I can get them out, because I need to get a screwdriver on there to get the seats out of the carburetor. That one's starting to come out. Wow. Yeah, they're really stuck in there. For as clean as the float bowls are, I'm surprised the needles and seats were stuck in the bottom there. I mean, look at how clean those float bowls are. This must have been run out of gas. They must have run the engine out of gas before they let it sit for 45 or 44 years. I just loosened up the main jets just to break them free. These are the Venturis. Part of the accelerator pump check ball. There is a check ball down in there. Make sure you get it out and save it, because sometimes there's two different size check balls. So this one's out of the thing here. I'm going to put it on some tape and mark it, so when if there is another, sometimes, not always. This one doesn't look like it has another check ball. It has a little rubber thing there, but always save your check balls and put them on some tape or something and label them where you took them out of the carburetor in case there's multiple check balls, so you get the right size in the right place. See, there will be no accelerator pump on this side. It's in really good shape. Wouldn't have ran because the needles and seats were stuck, but this thing's going to clean up nice. I'm pretty happy with the way it's looking. The throttle body is part of the float body on this. There's a marking right there. Yeah, this thing's in really good shape. Like I say, I'm probably going to soak it overnight anyway. Let me get the mains out, and I want to keep the primary mains and the secondary mains separate from one another because they could very well be different sizes. The secondaries mains look like they're it says a 62F on it maybe. I don't know if that shows up or not. So the primary main right here, secondary main. Secondary mains are just slightly bigger. Maybe you can more see it in the back side. All full of crud in there from that rubber that was deteriorated. I don't know if I'm going to take the choke stuff off. It all is in, yeah, I might, so I can clean, I don't know, we'll see. But this is basically ready for, well, I got to take this off. Then that'll be ready for a good cleaning. Well, let me get a wrench and get that out too. Yeah, that's a little gummed up too. Yeah, it works, but it's works now. It was kind of stiff. Now I'll just clean up the parting surfaces a little bit here. I want to try and save some of the old gaskets so I can match them up to the new ones. This is where you got to be careful. You can clean the surfaces without buggering the surfaces. So you get the picture cleaning the surfaces. This is where the fuel filter screwed on. Not really putting any downward pressure at all on this razor blade. I'm just kind of just scraping the stuff off. You don't want to push and dig into it. Clean surfaces are important though for gaskets. This surface looks pretty good. Now these you got to be careful of because they have a little tiny wee little ridge to help push the gasket. They show up, does it show up in the video? Just a little tiny bump. You don't want to clean that off. You want to keep that, but you got to clean around it. So I'll just kind of go around very carefully with a little screwdriver or razor blade and just kind of clean all those surfaces off. So basically it's ready for the parts washer and some lacquer thinner, and I'm going to, like I say, I'm going to let it soak overnight. So I'll do a video of reassembling it and setting it up. I just decided to take the choke off, just get it out of here and get everything cleaned up. So I'm going to get this off right now. Get these screws. This linkage I'm going to throw in with my parts, dirty parts. Sorry, I noticed the memory card filled up, was full when I went to start doing this little bit of video, so I did miss some of that. I took the choke assembly off, and it's in the parts washer too, but this filter with that big, that's like a pipe thread. And the auto parts didn't have any listing for it, but we horsed around there and it says Napa 3045 on it. I don't think that shows up in the video, but that's been on the car at least 44 years, maybe longer. So I got the carburetor in the parts washer. I'm going to let it soak overnight, and tomorrow we'll reassemble it. This stuff here is really good cleaner. It's kind of sticks to everything, and just let it soak, and man, it cleans like that. Carburetor will come out like brand new tomorrow, guaranteed. You can see it already looks pretty good. So it's all sprayed in all the jets and everything, and like I say, you can, you know, it kind of doesn't evaporate real quick. It takes a few days for it to evaporate, and it just kind of sticks to things, and it's really, really clean. So tomorrow, and you can already see how much it's cleaned the carburetor up. All that black that was in there is run out. So tomorrow I'll put it together in a video and adjust it and set it all up, and we'll get it on the engine. And I'll see if I can find that new coil I bought. I haven't been looking for it and cleaned the garage today. It must be in the house or something, but I'll change the coil. We'll see if it has spark and set the ignition timing, and that's where that I told you I was going to make a new vacuum line for the steel tubing for the carburetor to the Advance, so I can use this original hose, which is actually in really nice shape. That's going to be it for this video. I'm going to call it a day. It's getting late, and like I said, I want to let that carburetor soak overnight. And I still don't have the axle seals. They didn't come today. So if they come tomorrow, maybe I can get the rear brakes. I want the axles in and the brakes on and working before I start the engine. and I do have to run up to my dad's one day, so it may be Sunday or Monday before I get it fired up, but we'll get it going here soon, very soon, and then I can focus on start stripping these and painting these, get the inside all painted up and stuff. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now. And again, if you like the video, hit the like button. If you want to see this neat old Galaxie back going again, sorry there's no lights on back here, but if you want to see it going again, subscribe to my channel, and thank you for watching.